Hey everyone, I'm Vanessa Evelyn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a get ready with me video featuring my sleepy girl makeup routine, aka how I do my makeup when I'm tired and my under eye bags are in full effect. I'm really excited to catch up with you today. It's been a while since I've done a get ready with me video. I'll be sure to link all of the products and the brushes that I use in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And aside from that, let's just get right into it. First things first, I already did my hair and I'm letting it air dry and just do its own thing. I actually recently did a blog post about my current hair routine and the products that I used. So if you're interested in that, I will be sure to link the blog post below. The first thing I'm gonna do for my makeup today is to use this First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. So what I love about this cream is that it's really moisturizing, but it actually absorbs into your skin pretty fast. So I'm going to put this on first. So you can see it's pretty thick. A little goes a long way. I usually put it on my neck in addition to my face. And whatever's left over I can just put onto my hands. So yeah, it's actually already absorbing into my skin, but I will let it sit for a couple more minutes. Okay, so now that my lotion has absorbed a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit of this Benefit eye cream. So whenever I don't sleep well, I like to put a little bit of this cream under my eyes just for extra moisture, plus it is for the under eye bag area. I noticed that this cream, it's like a little tingly when I put it on, which always makes me feel like under eye cream is working when it tingles. Whatever is like left over under my eye, I just gently grab any excess and actually put it on top of my eyelids as well. I'm not a makeup artist. This is just how I do my makeup, so don't come for me if I'm, you know, putting any of this on wrong. This is just how I do it. Okay, so I'm gonna let that absorb a little bit into the skin under my eyes, and then I'm going to put the concealer on. And I actually use two concealers for my sleepy girl makeup routine because one of them is almost like a color correcting. It's called the Brightening concealer, and this is number 1. It's also from Benefit. So before I put it on, I want to show you what it looks like. It's almost like a pinkish undertone. And I think that's good for under eye bags. It's called a brightening concealer because it kind of color corrects the darkness under your eyes. And then what I do after that, I don't even know if you're really supposed to do this, but this is just how I do it. Then after that, I put the Boy-ing Benefit concealer. This one is, I have tried another Boy-ing formula, and this one is a little bit more moisturizing. So you can kind of see that the middle is a concealer and then the outside is kind of like a moisturizing stick. So I put this over the color correcting concealer just for like extra coverage and, you know, a little extra moisture, because when I'm tired, like that's what I like to kind of nourish my skin with extra moisture so that, you know, it doesn't look dry and dragging down. And I actually put this brightening concealer with my fingers, so I don't like to drag the skin under my eyes, so I just gently tap, and as I rub it, it kind of warms up the product in my finger, which makes it a little bit easier to move around. To apply the Boy-ing hydrating concealer, and I just do this directly as well. I don't use a brush for it, although you probably could. And I just gently put a little layer over the brightening concealer. So for the rest of my face, I'm going to use this Bare Minerals gel cream. It is called Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. I'm usually kind of between a Birch 1.5, I believe it's called, and this is a Vanilla 2. Vanilla 2, I use Vanilla 2 when I'm a little bit more tan, and truthfully, I think this color is a little bit too dark for me. I got this bottle when it was like hot during the summer, and I was way more tan than I am now. But I'm going to apply this to the rest of my face. So I don't really wear foundation. Honestly, I don't feel that I really need foundation. Foundation coverage, you know, is a little bit heavier. I just like to use this cream as an everyday. I think it blends in really nicely, and it serves as a nice base layer for the powder. And I actually don't put any on my nose. I don't know why, but I feel like whenever I do, my makeup just comes out messed up on my nose and it makes streaks. If you can tell me why that happens, please do. I also like to make sure that I put a little bit under my chin just so that it can blend nicely. And now I have to wash my hands because I have concealer and tinted cream on my fingers. All right, I got my hands clean, and now I'm going to apply the powder, which is also by Bare Minerals. It's the Bare Pro, and I use Warm Color 12. So the first thing I do, because I do not put any foundation on my nose and I do need to take care of this concealer before it gets too dry, is first I put a little bit of powder on my nose. I do powder over the concealer. So what I used to do when I used a different concealer that was more liquidy is I used to put the concealer with the powder over my eye. I recently switched it up and I actually like this a lot better. I feel like when I did that before, it would become kind of powdery and cakey in the creases of my eyes. So I like doing this instead because it's lighter and it's actually a little bit easier. So I use this dense brush to do the center of my face, and then once I'm done blending the concealer and putting some coverage on my nose and my eyes, that's when I take the larger brush to do a few layers of powder on the rest of my face. I usually like to get the edge of the brush to just get the creases on the sides of my eyes because I don't like when the makeup does that. Next brush I'm gonna use is actually part of the same set the last one is from, and I will link it. I got it on Amazon. I actually really like this brush set. It's just like a good basic brush set for a couple like eyeshadow brushes. They have like the little eyebrow brush, which I will show you in a minute, and then these face brushes. There's even one for bronzer that I use all the time, and you are gonna see it as well in a minute. And it comes in this cute faux leather case to keep them all organized. I do a few layers of powder for buildable coverage. And I can't forget under my chin. All right, so we got the base. Now to do the rest of the face. So after I do my powder, I like to brush my eyebrows. I don't pluck my eyebrows. I'm very low maintenance with my eyebrows, so gotta make sure I brush them because they're long. So after I brush my eyebrows, I use the Gimme Brow, and this is a color 4, which is like a nice medium brown. I used to use a pencil, and I've also used pomade. I used pomade in my brows for years. But a few months ago, maybe about 6 months ago, I switched over to this Gimme Brow. It kind of reminds me of Boy Brow by Glossier. I think it's Glossier. It kind of reminds me of that, but what I like about this one compared to the Boy Brow, I feel like this one just has a really good stay. Like, I know a lot of people put like hairspray in their eyebrows or something extra to make them stay in the shape that they like, when I use this, I don't feel like I need any of that. The way that it dries, it just, you can just shape your brows really nicely. I think it has a really good hold. I usually do 2 layers. The first one, I just kind of spread the product throughout my eyebrow hair, and then in the second one, I like to give it the shape that I like. I typically brush up here because the hairs are very long on this part of my eyebrow, and then when I get towards the outside, I brush them to the side, and then I'll show you what I do after that. So I got my 2 layers on, and because my eyebrows are so long, I like to do this over the top. There's no hairs sticking up and they just kind of lay nicely. Okay, so next up is bronzer and contouring. I actually am a late bloomer when it comes to contouring. I don't really even know how to properly contour, but one thing that I use to kind of put some extra color and shape on my face is this Hoola by Benefit bronzer. So I just started doing this a little while ago, and it was such a great addition to my makeup routine because I've always worn bronzer, but I noticed that when I put this on my nose, it just kind of pulls the overall look together. We are going to only put it on the nose because I'm using another bronzer for the rest of my face. So the bronzer that I'm going to be putting on my cheeks, on my chin, on my forehead is Laura Mercier, and the color is Soleil 1. I love this bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers. I love how smooth this bronzer is, and it's really nice for a natural glow, which when I'm tired, I like to keep my makeup natural and bright. I feel like it's not super dark. I think it's like a really good everyday shade, and I use an angled brush from the same set. I know it looks a little crazy right now, but don't worry, we're gonna blend everything out after we add highlight. So my Sleepy Girl makeup highlight combo in combination with the bronzer is also Laura Mercier. The color of this one is Highlight 1. It's a really beautiful, I don't even know how to describe this color, almost like a pearly undertone. And this is what is the brand of this? Oh yeah, It Cosmetics. I actually asked for brush suggestions on Instagram a while back, and It Cosmetics was one popular suggestion in addition to Morphe, which I've been loving my Morphe brushes for eyeshadow. I'm not gonna wear eyeshadow today, but I will show you them soon. So I like to just take some of the highlight, put it over the bronzer. And this really brightens up my face. Put a little on my nose. All right, so we got the bronzer, we got the highlight. Now we just have to blend everything in so I don't look so crazy. As you can see, once it's all blended in, it's like a really natural, subtle, glowy look. If you're like not a morning person like me and you want a good routine to do before you're going to work in the morning, I feel like this is a really great option because it looks really natural but still put together. So all we have left to do is eyelashes and lips. I recently got this eyelash curler by Tweezerman from Ulta, and I actually really like it. The one that I got is actually called it's like a comfort grip, so it has extra cushion on your eyelashes. That way it's a little bit more comfortable. I actually have pretty long eyelashes, but they are very straight, and I just started recently curling them again. I'm going to be using 2 mascaras today, which isn't typically ideal, but these are the ones that I have, and I like using 2 for various reasons. So the first one I'm going to use is They're Real by Benefit. I like that this one has a bigger brush, and the only thing about this brush is that I feel like it's a little bit hard to get the corners of my eyelashes. So what I do as a second layer is I use this one, which is also by Benefit. I use it to get the ends and then to do a second layer over the rest of my eyelashes, and this one is called Roller Lash. I do have long eyelashes, but they're quite straight, so that brush kind of helps to just make it a little bit more curled. So the last thing we have is the lips. I brought 2 lipsticks to show you. They're both by NARS. This is one of my go-to lipstick options. It's a dark brown. I actually featured this in my last Get Ready With Me video. It's like my all-time favorite lipstick ever. But today we are going to my grandma's house for lunch. It's her 80th birthday. Happy birthday, Oma. Can't wait to see her and celebrate her life with my family. So because we're gonna be eating in like an hour or so, I don't wanna put a dark, heavy lipstick on. I'm going to actually keep it on the lighter side, which is nice if you're trying to create a brighter look when you're tired. You know, it's nice to have some brightening effects. I'm going to be using the NARS Afterglow lip balm, and this color is called Fast Lane. It's a really pretty, almost like a super sheer mauve color, and it's very natural, but it still adds a nice little color to your lips. See, it's really subtle, and this will be easy, you know, to reapply after I eat and all that. So my makeup is done, and I just have to put some earrings on, and I'm actually going to put a little perfume on. I've been loving this scent from All Saints. It's called Sunset Riot. I knew it was like sunset something. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. This is like a really nice soft scent that is just really great for, you know, something subtle, just like every day. I love it. It's one of my favorites right now. So that is all for today's Get Ready With Me video. I had so much fun catching up with you and sharing this sleepy girl makeup routine, or how I do my makeup when I'm tired. On occasion, I do have trouble sleeping, and this is the makeup routine that I use whenever I have that problem, and it just makes me feel comfortable in my skin. I feel like it brightens my face a little bit and really covers my under eye bags much better than other routines I've had in the past. If you decide to use any of the products, be sure to let me know if I introduce you to any new ones, and I will link all the goodies that I use today in the description below, as I mentioned earlier. So that's all for now. I hope you're all having a wonderful 2020 so far, and I can't wait to catch up with you again soon.